Well, here we are, in a new world with a Zenith. This is kind of weird. For those wondering how I did this, I didn't use any mods or any hacks. Pretty much I went on my main character and created basically a new Zenith and basically put it in a chest and went on my main world with this character and pretty much got the Zenith. So what you're about to watch is pretty much a playthrough where I basically start with a Zenith and see what happens. And for those wondering, this isn't me playing live, this is, more going to be a video in style to my 100 days videos where it's being post commentary. And basically the main end goal for this playthrough in this video is pretty much to kill the Moon Lord, which, shouldn't be so hard. And one thing you gotta know is that even though I have the Zenith, I still have to get the basics like iron, because even though I have a very powerful sword, I don't have any armor, and I'll probably, probably die if I don't, get some good armor so I can actually tank some hits when fighting the bosses. So even though I have the Zenith, I still need some armor. But if you can't tell, I managed to create an iron helmet, which, provides some protection. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to kill my first boss. And my first boss fight is going to be against the Brain of Cthulhu. However, of course I cannot mine the Crimstone blocks, but I can still use bombs to get to them hearts, to be able to destroy 3 of them, so the Brain of Cthulhu will actually summon. And we'll be able to fight it, and it'll be all happy days. Well, for me, not for the Brain of Cthulhu. And after exploding this last heart, the Brain of Cthulhu summoned. Now, is this going to be that hard of a boss fight? No. No, it is not. And after all that, I crafted some Crymate bars and, crafted some Crimson, armor. Because, as I said before in this video, even though I have the most powerful sword, still don't have the most powerful armor, so I am still kind of vulnerable, so And this is where I start digging down. Even though I said that thing about the armor before, I still feel confident enough to take on the Wall of Flesh. And you can tell I'm close to the underworld because, there's lava right below me. And I'm now down here in the underworld. Not really much else to do here other than wait for voodoo demons to spawn so I can get the guide voodoo doll so I can throw it into lava. So then I can, fight the Wall of Flesh. However, at one point, even though I wasn't recording, I eventually managed to get one. And we just gotta throw this into lava. And we're gonna fight the Wall of Flesh. Is it gonna be easy? Is it gonna be hard? Well, let's just find out. Let's just see. It is going to be very, very easy. It's very easy. And yes, I destroyed these Crimson Altars to get Palladium, Orichalcum and Adamantite. As I said before, might still need some armor. Or at least one thing I would need is I'd need an Orichalcum Anvil to craft the, summons to actually summon the mechanical bosses to progress. And I'd need the Orichalcum Anvil for that. Oh forgot to tell yous, I found suspicious looking eye and killed the Eye of Cthulhu, and I also killed Skeletron. And I actually had to kill Skeletron so at some point after killing Gollum that the lunatic cultist will actually spawn there. But one thing I realised is that I actually had to mine some Hellstone so eventually I could create a Hellstone pickaxe so I could actually mine them new ores. And after grabbing a Hellforge and creating some Hellstone bars, I eventually crafted a Hellstone pickaxe. Or a Molten pickaxe as I believe it's officially called. And eventually I did find some Palladium. And I eventually managed to get enough Palladium to create a Palladium pickaxe so now I can actually mine Orichalcum. So that is eventually what I did. And then of course, I crafted the Orichalcum Anvil. Oh by the way, I had enough resources to craft a mechanical eye so now we're fighting the twins. And a bit of a challenge. Mainly due to the fact that, they took a bit of my health off, but most of the time it wasn't really that big of a challenge, As long as you just fight one at a time, the fight's pretty easy either way. But managed to successfully kill the twins. And I'm basically down in the dungeon to collect some bones because I need bones to eventually craft a mechanical eye to summon Skeletron Prime. And I'm down here now. Pretty much, whilst, trying to get materials, I got a bunch of Souls of Light. Now I'm trying to get more Souls of Night. And I need Souls of Night to craft the mechanical worm and also, the power crafting recipes to craft the mechanical eye, and after defeating them 2 mechanical bosses, basically being the Destroyer and Skeletron Prime, then I can eventually be able to fight Pantera. And after collecting them Souls of Night, I managed to craft a mechanical worm and I ended up fighting the Destroyer. Which, at first I thought, would do a decent amount of damage to me, but apparently not. Apparently it was very, very easy, like many other bosses I've fought so far. And on the same night I fought the Destroyer, also fought Skeletron Prime. And this is the last of the 3 mechanical bosses which you need to fight. And this is probably the easiest one out of the 3, because you don't even need to destroy every single part of him, you literally just need to focus on his head. And he's dead after you've destroyed his head. That's basically it. Whilst I'm also waiting for Plantera balls to spawn, because usually it takes around 30 minutes after, defeating all 3 mechanical bosses. you know, one thing I decided to do was basically just build some, you know, NPC rooms. You know, I would really like the nurse. I think she would help with the Moon Lord. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm down here in the jungle. You know, no Planterrables will be spawning right now, but I guess I still could find some loot, and of course I could still find some chlorophyte as well, which, you know, can be used for, I don't know, creating some chlorophyte or turtle armor, which, you know, would be nice, yeah. But eventually, after a lot of searching, I managed to find a Planterrable, and I eventually fought Plantera. And, you know, it took a while for it to get over here, to, you know, to where my Zenith was. But, yeah, eventually it did end up coming over here, and, yeah, I successfully managed to kill it. And by the way, at one point I crafted some chlorophyte armor, and then it was like, oh, I've made a mistake and show crafted turtle armor and like waited for turtle shells. But yeah, now I've got some turtle armor and some chlorophyte armor, so I'm still well defended. So yeah, it's all still very nice. But yeah, after killing Plantera and creating the armor, I pretty much went back into the jungle and found a jungle temple. However, I'm on the wrong side of it and need to, you know, go all the way around it. But eventually I did find the entrance, and yeah, I managed to get in. There are a lot of traps and trickery, but yeah, I managed to survive, just barely after all of this apparently. But eventually I did find the room where you fight Golem, and yeah, it was all very nice. But yeah, after setting everything up, I think it was finally time to fight Golem. And yeah, you know, I actually thought this fight was gonna be hard. Yeah, can you fucking believe it? But yeah, no, the fight ended up being really, really easy. Yeah. As you can see right here, I defeated it. Yeah, I told you it would be easy. And yeah, I think after getting some better armor, well, slightly better armor, I think I'm strong enough to fight the lunatic cultists. And yeah, you know, this would have been a fight I would have struggled with many, many times if, you know, I didn't have the Zenith. However, with the Zenith, it literally takes a few seconds, like every other boss fight. And yeah, after that, I destroyed the 4 celestial pillars. They weren't really that hard. The only 2 hard ones were the Stardust pillar and the Vortex pillar, but the other 2 were fine. And after that, the Moon Lord of course spawned, and yeah, thanks to the nurse, I was able to keep healing myself whilst fighting the Moon Lord. So pretty much, you know, I was almost always getting back up to full health, and yeah, managed to successfully kill the Moon Lord. And yeah, you know, this playthrough has been very, very nice, especially when starting off with pretty much the most powerful sword in the game. But yeah, that's gotta be it for this video, lads. Hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you next time.